Hello everyone, this is Pete Swartz from Lancaster, Ohio. I haven't done a video in quite a few months. Um, my wife's been back in China for about 4 months now, and it's all due to the NSA. The NSA has been doing this to us for so freaking long now. So many years, 17 years, started in China. And the NSA is the bad people. So anyway, I went to New York. Today is the April 13th, 2026. I went to New York with a friend of mine, Dave, April 8th. And why I did that, my phone, my wife's in China with a Chinese cell phone. The NSA blocked her phone from any phone calling that number in the United States. I have a phone through Verizon, and I was in Verizon office there for 2 hours. 2 hours. Then the people in Verizon called the Verizon operator. They was on the phone for an hour. They kept trying to call, and they couldn't figure out why my phone would not call that number. Well, as time went on, no phone anywhere in the United States could call. So the NSA, they are capable of doing this. They blocked my phone, that phone number of my wife's in China being called anywhere in the United States. So I went to the Chinese consulate in New York, April 8th, and and is that okay? April 8th, and went on up there because they have a Chinese direct line. They have a Chinese phone number in New York. There's many more numbers than ours. And I went up there with my wife's information and my wife's Chinese cell phone number, and asked them if they could call them. All they had to do was call the number. They grilled me for 30, 40 minutes. I said, look, the phone number is being blocked. I can't call it. Phone company can't call it. I know you have a direct line. I just want you to call my wife in China. They refused to do it. So when I left there, I went to Maryland, to the NSA compound in Maryland. The compound of the NSA is huge, and we got there. Dave and I was there together, and I told him who I was and what I needed, and an NSA officer came, and next thing I know, there was about 10, 15 federal police. Half of them went with Dave down the road, and the other half was with me, with the NSA agent. And the NSA agent asked me about an hour's worth of questions. I told him everything honestly. I never lie about anything. I don't lie about anything anyway. So I said, well, there's a $25,000 worth of hardware in my head. I'd like to get that out, and I'd like to give it to the NSA. You can have it. And I got these tubes in my ears. Take those out. Frequency tubes where a bunch of different people can talk to you, but you only hear them in your head. And you're the only one that hears it. And and the federal police knows about the tubes. They know about the stuff in the head. They all know about it. And I didn't know at the time that I thought Gary was the used to be NSA. I told him that he was. He still is. Well, when that NSA officer came back, and he says, and he was all nice to me. First thing he said, he goes, "You are trespassing on government property, and if you come back here, we're going to put you in jail." And I went off. I yelled at him. I said, "I don't care what you do. I ain't going to stop until I get my wife back and be able to talk to my wife." Well, that went on, and then they stripped our truck, took some suitcases out. They stripped everything, checked everything we had, our luggage, they went through everything. Why? Because the NSA is the ones that did this to me. They're the ones that did it to me. Gary works for the NSA, and he ordered my phone numbers. My wife's phone number we couldn't contact for a month and a half. So then I guess, see, all that's highly illegal, and everybody knows about this now. And as of today, Today is the first day I was able to call my wife on that number. And when I called her today, she says, why did you change your number? Why did you block your number from me? I said, Maggie, what are you talking about? She hasn't been able to call me the whole time. They blocked her from calling my number, and they blocked me from calling her number in China. The NSA did this. And when they come back, the NSA was asking me all these questions. I was telling them that they did mind control and on my wife, mind control on me, but it wouldn't last. It didn't last. I knocked it off. And what they did was they trying to rip all the information from my wife. We've been together 17 years. They've been trying to pull everything out of my wife's head about me, and been trying to do the same thing to me about her. And that NSA officer says, so tell me, what is the exact day you met your wife? And I said, wow, there's a red flag. And he said, what do you mean? You're going to go back to that day, going point and rip everything out of my head from my wife. And then we stopped talking. That's when he got mad and angry, and everything went downhill. So, and that's how they do it. They need pinpoint dates and times when this happened, when that happened. That's why they ask you all these questions, so they can go to them points and rip everything out forward. So, because the NSA got paid millions and millions of dollars to do this to me and to separate me from my wife, because my wife's ex-boyfriend in China, who was also married, was with my wife since she was 15 and 19. And I started dating her in China when she was 19. This was, 18 years ago. So, anyway, they got paid millions of dollars to separate us, and they still haven't. But they did get her to China again, and now I'm trying to bring her back. So that's a red flag. What that agent did. There's cameras in my eyes. I got 7 in this one, and I got 5 in this one. There's 11 cameras altogether. Because when I had them in just my right eye, I'd put a patch over it. They couldn't see, and they'd be bitching at me in the tubes. So they put them in my other eye too when I was asleep. So I can't cover both my eyes at the same time. So they were stealing. The NSA has been stealing information out of my head for 41 years. It started when I was in the Army. I invented some stuff for the military, and it worked, and they accepted it, and every branch is using that now since 41 years ago, and still today. And I ain't got credit for it. I ain't got nothing for it, and somebody else's name's on it. So the NSA stole that as well 41 years ago. When somebody makes something, they've had this capability of doing it for a long time, going in everybody's head and look and see what you've been working on. And then they pull it out, they steal it, then they erase it from your mind. Then they go and they produce it and make all the money on it. So like the vape pen, I made the vape pen in China. And step-by-step instructions to my partner. They recorded that, and they went and made it directly in China. And they still making billions. It makes $2 billion a year over that. And I'm the one that invented it. Stole that from me, the NSA did. Shoes that put on your feet, them slip-ons, Skechers, whatever, I invented those. He stole that from me as well. So these people that took all that stuff has got to pay me lots of money. And I'm just going to try to get my wife back. So this is why I have to make a record of everything, because they keep trying to rip stuff out of my head. The NSA are evil, evil, evil people, man. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing good about them, and that government has to do something about them people. They make their money by stealing information out of other people's heads, then erasing your memory, and it was never in there. So with this, they're gassing me right now. They're so pissed off. They're gassing me with heavy gas right now, falling down on my head. So memory gas. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to take a break, go outside and get some fresh air, start another one. Thank you very much.